Alright, so today's video, we're watching a Plat 1 Mercy on console. And I say that in Season 8, I peaked at Masters 4. And ever since then, it's been a massive decline, and I've been floating around Gold 2 to Plat 3. I, of course, originally resorted to my teammates suck. I can't be this bad, I peaked Masters. But after so many losing streaks, I figured I'd start blaming myself as well. And then, of course, I climbed to Plat 1. In this game, our soldier was AFK, and then when he did come back, he threw himself into the team just to sit and spawn for a minute or so. I thought to myself, this game is a lost cause already. But we were able to hold first point for a while. After a few long and hard fights on each point, we were able to get the enemy team into overtime. But would it be enough? Will we push it all 3 points? Why can't I rank back up? And please don't be afraid to roast me. I know I've made some mistakes and would love to improve on anything that will make me better. Now, first of all, the rank reset. If you feel like you didn't end up back at the same rank or you're like there, that happened to a lot of people. They also kind of like, it was almost like a rank squish where it tried to reset to like the middle and then kind of like eventually expand back out. A lot of players are still, to give you an idea, like I think top 500 as of right now is like top 50 in most roles is not even GM right now, because like they made it a huge grind to that, which is still interesting because like obviously champion, etc. it can be an interesting grind. And to continue on here, Mercy definitely has struggled a bit more with the DPS passive change. We actually just recorded the video where we talked about it quite a bit. Playstyle adjustments have had to happen a lot. It's a lot harder to kind of keep your tank pocketed because of the constant damage, so you have to find more of a balance. And even then, to be honest with you, Mercy definitely is in a bit of a struggle spot right now. So we'll see what happens and we'll kind of go from there. Sound good? This is an excellent start. Wonderful. Okay. So yeah, this is fine. Damage boosting your Bastion, keeping your Bastion alive. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that Lucio just saved your team. Like, I feel like the Lucio just saved your team. Because you were definitely gonna get grinded down by the Ashe. You're actually doing a pretty decent job of damage boosting here, so I'm happy to see the balance. You know what? I just realized something. And maybe, okay, this is a side note to everything. Wouldn't it be beneficial as like especially now that I'm seeing it, wouldn't it be beneficial to know if your teammates have the DPS passive on them? Because I feel like I'm looking at 4 people who are low HP, right? And I'm like, if I'm Mercy, I want to know who has that on them so I can prioritize who I can heal up quicker. And I don't know if they need to add like a little arrow, but like looking at that right now, I'm like, there's 4 people low. And if I have to figure out who to prioritize as Mercy there when they're all kind of in this spot, if it just tells me who has the DPS passive on them, I can be like, okay, give me a second to go heal up my Ayari in front of me because I know they don't have it on them. And then I can heal the soldier, etc. Like, I feel like that should be in the game. Because, like, I just feel like that'd make it easier for every support. But I'm just seeing it from this Mercy's point of view. I'm like, wait a second, that'd be kind of a good addition. I don't know, I just randomly saw that. I'm like, that would make it a little bit easier. Also, you're doing a good job of just, like, making sure your DPS are kind of staying alive here. And, like, your other support, rather than trying to just pocket your tank. It's good to see you kind of in more of that mindset. In my opinion. Pretty decent balance so far, I'd say. Don't be afraid to Valk this, because you did lose your teammate. Yeah, your tanks. That's it. Yeah, good luck. To be honest with you... You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I think letting your tank die there and res them is better than trying to heal them up. Am I wrong? Like I actually feel like that was the correct strat. Because there's no way you're gonna be able to heal them back up, so just letting your tank die at that low HP and res them, if it works, it works. I'm not saying do that all the time, but there's no way in heck you're gonna be able to heal them up. Especially if they're not running away from the damage. Good damage boost. Great. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, like, your understanding of, like, the balance of damage boost and healing boost has actually been pretty good. I'll be honest with you, yeah. In good res, I mean, they're gonna get you because of the good queen ult, but that was a fine res. I mean, the thing is like, there was a balance there too. Like if you have Valk already, like if you need Valk, I can understand trying to just heal up the Malga, but if they're at like 5% HP, like, and you can Valk to have a safe res, like I don't even mind that. I'm not saying that you want to play that way, but like, I don't look at that and go, oh, you should have healed your Malga. You were not going to catch up on heals unless their teammate, all the other teams' monitors turned off. I would recommend being a part of the game here. I know your soldier's been a little bit AFK, but you also want to make sure that you're a part of these team fights too. You know, using your movement to go high ground, that's fine. Malga's a little bit out of position. I will say you can probably find a little bit of healing opportunity with your Malga when they pop their that was not nice. When they pop their damage reduction cooldown. So when they use that thing where they have like an aura around them, that's their damage reduction. And lifesteal, that's a good opportunity to kind of heal them. If you want to find opportunity to heal them. Probably was typing. Yeah, I mean, from my understanding, the soldier on their teams has moments of being there and not being there. Just a classic. Okay, using the high ground. Be careful, yeah. Smart play. Good job. Not forcing the res. I feel like it, and I don't know if Mercy players might be able to agree or disagree with this. Sometimes not forcing the res is like some of the best plays you can make sometimes. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of Mercies who just want to go for the res no matter what. And sometimes it's just good to understand, like, it ain't worth it. It's better to just kind of be with my team and go win this team fight than to go up there and try to do like this 50-50 res that, yeah, it might work, but then like it doesn't work. Or you res them and then you get rolled and they get rolled again. So like, that was a good decision. Like, you had the opportunity, but you're like, no, I'm good. This is better to do this, and I actually believed you made the correct decision on that one. So good job.
This ends now. I'm on fire.
If you want to Valk this, you can, but you don't have to. Ooh, you're in a tough spot. Yeah, I would just back away. I can see you're pinging that too. Correct decision. Correct decision. You can Valk this if you want, by the way. And the reason being is you definitely can use it to... There you go. That's a good Valk. I want to see you go towards the card a little bit. Yeah, this is perfect. That's a good Valk decision, by the way. Good Valk decision. Good timing on that. You're understanding. You're able to look at all angles. I mean, if I'm going to be honest with you, so far, I don't think you're playing inherently bad. And like a lot of what... This goes back to what I was saying. Mercy definitely is having a bit of a... some struggle moments this season. Where it's... Sometimes you're like on like the... If your tank decides they want to take a bunch of damage, well, you ain't going to be able to help them as much as you could in Season 8. Right? So... Because in Season 8, you could be a little bit more like keeping your tank up alive, or keeping your tank alive, less so now. Kind of find a little bit more opportunity to where like... This goes back to... talking about... I don't know where this is going to go, but we'll see. This goes kind of like to talking... You know how we talk about I like that you have good like healing and damage boost balance, but also find the right hero to damage boost at a certain point. So like if, for example, your Ashe is on the high ground and your Bastion's on the low ground in a random building, the Ashe is probably going to be your priority, right? Like on paper, you want to damage boost a Bastion because of the high damage, but if your Ashe has good sight lines, like you want to find that, you know what I'm saying? Is it hot take? Mercy needs a buff? Is that a hot take? I feel like most players, at least for me, maybe I'm just seeing it like in like I don't know, in different areas, but like this is probably one of the first seasons I've seen. It's almost agreed upon that people think Mercy needs some type of help here. Like, in general. I think most players have been kind of in that mindset that Mercy needs a little bit of love. What that is, I don't know. Because it's hard to say. Like, you can just give Mercy more pure healing, but they're trying to solve an issue to begin with. So what do you do?
Come, you fall back. Lending you power.
By the way, your Bastion, the way your Bastion's playing is not making it easier on your team, but... Oh, I think your soldier, you said it was AFK. I think they're still there, though. I think you meant they were AFK at the beginning, but they've definitely been there on Ashe, like, the majority of this game, unless I haven't been paying attention. There you go. This is good, by the way. This priority here. I get what you're going for there, but I think keeping your Ashe pocketed there is more the play. Maybe it's good for that, but, like, it's just... I feel like your Ashe would benefit from that a little bit. Yep. Yeah, you're... By the way, for any DPS players, if you're the DPS player that sees your Mercy fly away from you there, that was the correct play. I just want to point that out. There was zero chance you get that res off, and if you're expecting a res there, ain't gonna happen. I don't know if they did. Also, that grav by your Zarya, it was, you know, it was a grav. Isn't it great when you're the only teammate who takes the... Isn't it great when you're the only teammate who actually does the right play here? Oh, this is great. Wendy, thanks for the 30 months of the tier 1. Thank you, appreciate it. You're the only player who made the correct play there. You're Zarya's, that's it. Everybody else, you even pinged. You're like, please take the... For anybody wondering, and most players know this now, but if a player is returning, if a player doesn't know this, I will let you know. If you use your interact key, which would be the key to take like a Symmetra teleporter, okay? When your team gets capped on, or your team caps a point and you're in the old spawn, hit the interact key and it brings you back to your new spawn. That way you don't get staggered, okay? That will bring you back to your new spawn and put you in a good position. That's why the Mercy did that and everybody else did it, okay? Yeah, so whatever the default key is. Mine's a little bit different. F is default for you, so there you go. You only learned this recently, return and play? That's fine. That's why I remember, there's a reason why in the spectating videos I always bring up things that people are like, oh, I already know that. There's a lot of players who don't. Not everybody's kind of paying attention to those changes as they go. Not everybody's looking at those changes as they go. Not everybody reads patch notes. Some people just vibe out and have a good time, right? Sleepy Catlow, thanks for the 16 months of the tier 1. Thank you, or the tier 2. Thank you for the tier 2. Appreciate it. Thank you. The damage boost on the Bastion. I like what you're doing here. Don't be afraid to Valk this in a second. Because if you're, yeah, I think you're seeing what I'm seeing here. Okay, yeah, Valk. Good Valk. Perfect. No problems with that. Your Reaper was out of position, also kind of got rolled. Not really their fault at that point. You probably can get that res off. I think there's a chance. Nope, your Orisa decided to go into the team. You know, I'll give you that one. And Orisa, if there's going to be somebody you res in the middle of a team, Orisa's probably a good option. That's one of those, like, 60-40 reses, right? I don't put that in the 50-50 one, right? Like, the one on the roof, I love that play. That one there, too, I think that's like a 60-40 res, and it probably goes in your favor if you get it off. So I'm okay with that one. And if you die on cart, then you still have an opportunity to retake. See? It's all timing based, so I don't mind that one. Good movement to survive that, understanding, like, what's going on. This one's suspect. That one was trying to... that was a forced res. That was not a good idea. Mainly because, like, I think your slingshotting you were doing was good, and you had probably 2 more slingshots where you could have went to your Bastion and then back to whoever spawned up. So I would have preferred to see that, and that gives you a little bit more survivability and cart, you know, defense time, etc. So... Good res. Oh, you know what? You know what? I feel like that's within range. I know it wasn't, but I mean, come on. It's like that much. That feels like it's in range. I'm not even mad at that one. That's not on you. I mean, technically it is, but it's not. You know what I mean? I probably would have, if I was playing Mercy, I would have probably made that same play on accident. General consensus so far, I don't think you're playing that bad. Like, I feel like you said you were in Masters as Mercy. Like, I feel like you... My guess is that you're probably just like Mercy changes away from being back to that. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like you've been playing fairly well. And chat can, of course, disagree with me if they want, but I feel like it's been pretty good. Your decision-making has been solid, and that is always, like, the first thing I'll look for in that situation. Obviously, as well as, like, heal boost and damage boost value, but you're understanding the concept of it pretty well. Movement's been pretty good, you know? Obviously, there's more moments you could probably have, you know, some cool movement, but, like, I think overall, yeah. No, your movement's good. Yeah, I love that was the timing. Then you do that, I'm like, yep, no, that's good. You're doing good, yep. Like, that movement alone. Yeah, I love it. Nice play. Good job. Wonderful. Great. It's an ego VOD? I don't even know it's an ego VOD. I really think, and maybe people who, I don't see a ton of, like, how Mercy is in general, but I feel like it is pretty common that, like, Mercy players are in a spot where they're like, what's going on? And it's good to have videos like this where you can kind of showcase, like, yeah, Mercy right now is in a tough spot the past 2 seasons. And I think that, truthfully, and I'll watch the rest of the video, maybe there's a bunch more mistakes you do, etc., that, like, it's probably just a slight change to, like, a buff or, like, a change to how tanks are for Mercy being able to see a bit more of a climb again. right? Does that make sense? I've definitely seen quite a few Mercy saying like, what's going on here? Like, it's tough because like the heroes like Lifeweaver and Mercy saw a bit of a struggle with the Season 9 changes. Like most of the supports that have the balance of like really good damage output and healing output are dominated, and then the heroes that are more like kind of that, like, it's called like heal bot style, right? Where you're in more of like healing a lot, are seeing a bit more of a struggle because you just can't keep up your teammates as much. So like the way that like you're relying on so much to happen from your teammate side of things that the playmaking ability can change quite a bit. So, anyways, continue on. This is console, yes. Yes. Well, the thing is like, and to what you're saying, Caps, is like you're saying like as you climb higher in ranks, you want to minimize those mistakes as much, and that's fair. But like it's also right now some heroes are reliant on your teammates all not making mistakes as you climb, and that becomes more of the problem, right? Where like, you know, this Mercy has been having good movement, good damage boost, but then if your tank is just constantly going out of position and falls behind on heals, there's nothing like. You're just, it's like, well, you need to go, like, that's where heroes like Kiriko and Bap and even Ana, Moira, etc. are able to find a ton of value in that because you can use your damage, you can use your you know, with Bap and Kiriko, you can use your utility, you can use nano, you can use burst heals, right? That is what you see what I'm saying? So, like, that's where some of the problem happens. So. Yeah, and then that's where, like, I've been fairly happy with how the Mercy's played. Oh yeah, I get what you're saying, Caps. Yeah. That makes sense. I love how this has been like the perfect timing. I feel like this has been like the perfect timing video where I go on a discussion about something and then a second later it's followed up with something like that. I think I don't even need to tell you, don't do that. Remember how we talked about like 60-40 reses, 50-50 reses? That wasn't even a 50-50 res. That was about a 20% res for you because you knew they were all there, and like maybe your escape plan was the Valk out, but you don't have to do that. At a certain point, the safer play is the Valk and then res them and then go back to your team, not go and try to res and then try to Valk out, because exactly what just happened happens. That was too risky on that res. So I will say without a doubt that was not a good res attempt. I mean, you could have Valked it maybe, and maybe the Valk allows you to get the res off. Yeah, they hear you, but like you'll have way more survivability, and you can kind of be up a little bit higher on your res when you do it. But like in every rank, by the way, that play that Mercy made there is gonna happen. This has not been a game like riddled with a bunch of mistakes. It's been a game with a lot of great gameplay. So yeah, I'm not too worried about it. Overwatch will always have those risk-reward plays. It's more about just figuring out when the timing is for that. Good idea. Yeah, your soldiers just asked to go back to spawn. That's not... I don't... That's a good res. Good job. I don't know if that Lifeweaver pedal helped your team or their team. Ooh, nice try on the movement there. I see what you're doing, though. Good job. Kill. Nice. The Venture was like, yeah, I wasn't healed to full. Let me just go into the ground so you can't heal me even more. Yeah, you're in a tough spot here. Yeah, correct play. Getting away. Nope, can't heal him anyway. Yeah, you're dead. Remember, you can't heal your Venture when they are underground, so a couple times you tried to do that. I'll chalk that up to just it's getting used to playing with the Venture. I guess stick with your soldier if they're gonna play like they are right now. Okay, you made it with him. Nice. Perfect. This is good. I like what you're doing. And now you can have a little bit more focus on... Oh, wow. That was great by the soldier. Let me take this high ground and then drop off it immediately. Oh, okay. Yeah, damage boost that. Good damage boost. Great damage boost, actually. Yeah, you generally... I can tell you have a general idea of good damage healing boost balance. I mean, going right into damage boost in the Moira without even, like, thinking twice was perfect. Good job. On to third point. Ah, the classic didn't take the TP out of spawn. Love to see it.
No. Boosting your damage. Let's keep it moving. Someone needs a savior.
Alright, Valk is fine. I respect the attempt! But nice! There we go, you got out. And you can res. Good res. Using your movement now. Nice! That was very nice of the Sojourn to try to ult in the middle of your team. Your soldier's probably dead there, can't do anything about that, but you can still keep the map control, so find damage boost for maybe your Zarya in a second. Yep, you have the right idea. Yeah, are you trying to tell them you can't res them? That's probably what's happening. I guarantee you their teammates like, res me! Come on, res me, Mercy! And you're like, I can't! I can tell by the ping, because there's zero reason you would ping that body outside of your teammates just asking you to res them. Wait, is your teammate gonna take this above time? No, they went hog.
No.
I'm on fire! Everyone follow me!
Come here and I will heal. They have us outnumbered.
Did any drop soon? My only guess is maybe it seems like their current cadence is beginning of season, mid-season, so whenever mid-season is, and then end of season. That seems to be when they do drop, so my guess is around mid-season patch, give or take. That's pretty much what I'd guess. They went hog, but this is before, actually, well, I mean, they're not on Orisa, so yeah, hog will be pretty good here. Teammate has Grav, though. Like, this should be a... If you get a good Grav here, you can definitely take this. They have a Life Weaver, though, actually, so Life Weaver can ruin that play just like that. They have a Reaper now. Be careful of getting flanked. They treat it, and they're going to probably lift them up. Oh, this is a tough decision because, like, your teammates are taking so much damage, and you can just see the Reaper that nobody's looking at. Yeah, that's tough. Wait, they didn't get you, though. Nice. Try to grab health back. Good usage of health back. Well, that's nice. I mean, the good news is you did push it 69 meters, though. So sometimes it's the small victories, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's the small victories, right? Okay, so just to kind of follow up on this again, I would say that, like, actually you played fairly well. And I think, like, and maybe, like, let's say that, like, you know, there was a little bit... You definitely could at least be back in Diamond, if not into that Masters grind. I think this is also just kind of where Mercy's at right now, unfortunately, at times. Overall, I felt like you played fairly well. I would say just keep doing what you're doing. Outside of the risky res and maybe a couple, like, not sticking with, like, your high ground teammate as much, I think you played fairly well, and your decision-making wasn't bad. You had a couple moments, but that's everybody in every rank game. I will play top 100 games all day long and make a couple every single map. It happens. So I think, like, you'll probably climb back up. And I think, like, it's not even the hard focus of your teammates that you said you were having. I think, like, sometimes right now it's a little bit too reliant sometimes. And you know, maybe there'll be Mercy changes soon enough that will make Mercy play a little bit better. So, but overall, it wasn't too bad. I would definitely just work on a couple things. Like I said, now that you have an understanding of the balance of heal boost and damage boost, come up with, like, priorities on that. Like when your Ashe is on high ground rather than your Bastion who's, like, hiding behind a wall, right? Like, look for the value of where your teammates can bring that value. I think that'll help a lot. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to all 3 YouTubes if you haven't. If you want to submit your own spectating, look in the description below where you'll see my Discord, and that's where you can submit those. Also leave a comment, all that stuff, and all of that helps. We also record these live on stream. If you look below the webcam, you can see the Twitch chat. We have a lot of fun here, so stop by if you haven't. And with that being said, I hope you have an amazing day/night.